So I finally got my new phone and there's a problem. The camera's too good. There's literally nowhere that I can go that I don't look like some kind of dead hag. I can't find a good spot that'll, you know, allow you to continuously believe the lie that I have the skin of a young woodland nymph and not a 36 almost year old hag from Northern Ireland. Oh, that's not bad. I mean, I've got features at last, but nobody's gonna actually wanna look at them, are they? I mean, that skin though. Reminds me of that time that I went to the planetarium up in Antrim, Armagh. I think it's Armagh. Yeah, the Armagh Planetarium. And, wow, wrong. Yeah, so we went to the Armagh Planetarium, me and a friend, and they had you in this room that goes back like a dome. It's got like a dome ceiling, as planetariums do, and you can look at all the lights and the shows. They do shows for you and stuff like that. And they changed the lighting a little bit as they're going along, and this like kind of like a purpley light came up and I was like, oh wow, your skin looks really good, and then a red light came up and I was like, oh wow, your skin looks really good, and then like, I don't know, a green light came up and we were like, ah. The horror. No features, good skin. Bad skin, good features. Camera 1, camera 2. Camera 1, camera 2. Camera 1, camera 2. I love Wayne's World. So what's up, bitches? As you know, it's Pride Month. In the name of love. It's the only song that had pride in the title that I could think of. I'm so ashamed of myself that I sang You Too. I can only apologise. So yep, as you know, it's Pride Month everywhere in the world, except Northern Ireland. For some reason we celebrate Pride in August. Our Pride parade's like the 5th of August or something like that. I don't know why. I guess just because we're Northern Ireland and we have to do everything a little bit backwards. Everything has to be late to the game, I suppose. The Stonewall riots were where a lot of people from the LGBT community many years ago, I think it's like the 60s, 70s, rioted essentially because of a violent police raid on the Stonewall Inn, which was like a gay club, I believe, in June of that year. And so now we hold the Pride Parade every year in June to like commemorate that and to continuously fight for LGBTQIA+ rights. So that basically it doesn't go back to the dark ages where we're like sneaking around in clubs and, you know, basically illegal and stuff like that. Today's the 13th that I'm recording this, but it's also 1 year yesterday since the Pulse nightclub shooting, which for anybody who's been under a rock for a year was when some guy took it upon himself to go and shoot a lot of, basically shot up at this club, the Pulse nightclub, and killed so many people for like no legitimate reason. So, you know, it's a really kind of intense month. Obviously, living in Northern Ireland, I didn't know anybody who was affected by that directly, but you know, you feel it inside yourself. You feel the fear and the shock and the sadness, the overwhelming just why of everything, you know. I mean, there's no good reason for stuff like that at all. There's really not, you know. I don't care what your religion says. I don't care what your beliefs are. If your beliefs and your religion order you or make you believe that it's okay to go and shoot people for being a different sexual orientation than you, then you've got problems. I'm sorry. You know, do what you want to do in your life as long as it doesn't hurt anybody else. You know, if gay people go to hell, that's their problem. It's not your problem. It's not up to you to shoot them so that they don't go to hell. Or whatever your plan is. It just makes no sense whatsoever. Also, for anybody out there who's watching this, who may not know what's been going on in the UK, there's been a general election in the UK. Now, as we all know, politics and me are not the best of friends. We're not very good. I basically know bollock all about politics. What I do know is that although Northern Ireland kind of does rule itself in a way, parts of it are kind of governed over by the government in London. But in the elections, we're not allowed to vote for who is in power in England, if you know what I mean. We can vote for our own ministers to be in Westminster, but we don't get to... There's that fucking scrambler again! We don't get to vote for, like, the Tories or the Labour Party. As you all probably have guessed by now, I am one of the bleeding heart liberals who would totally vote Labour. Suck it up. That's who I am, you know? However, Theresa May, who is the Prime Minister at the minute, has kind of fucked up by calling this election, and she didn't get as many votes as she wanted. Now, this is just a very brief outline of what's going on, because although I've read an awful lot about it, I've like been soaking in all the news articles about it, I still don't have a fucking clue about politics. I just know that she didn't win as many votes as she wanted to get, and so in order to kind of save her ass, basically, she has asked the DUP, who are in charge of the government in Northern Ireland, or who have the most seats, I suppose, of the government in Northern Ireland, she's asked the DUP to shore up her leadership, basically by forming some sort of semi-coalition kind of thing. It's like a coalition without really being a coalition, essentially. It's like she's buying votes, so that she doesn't have to give up the seat of the government. The DUP, as I've explained before, they're messed up. They're anti-gay rights, they're anti-women's rights, they're, you know, super religious. They just believe that everything should be governed by religion. They're, you know, I can't even begin to tell you what it's like to live in Northern Ireland under the DUP if you're not some sort of homophobic, bigoted weirdo. It's not amazing. Now, don't get me wrong, we're not being rounded up and put into camps or anything, like they are over in like Chechnya and stuff like that. We're not at that stage at all just yet, but we do have a DUP minister who basically said, this is a loose quote, it's not a direct quote, but it was something along the lines of basically, don't understand what gay people are whinging about, it's not like they're being shot and killed or anything. You know, so it's okay for us to be discriminated against, it's okay for us to have to do without the rights that any normal human being should be allowed to have. You know, we don't have like gay marriage, we don't have any of that sort of stuff, but it's okay. What are we whinging about? It's not like we're being shot or anything. Like, we have a First Minister called Arlene Foster, and she's essentially just a ball bag. I'm not gonna lie. She's a ball bag. And her most recent stunt was apparently she asked the Scottish government to stop Northern Irish gay couples from being allowed to get married in Scotland. Like, she asked them to not allow that to happen anymore. What fucking right has she got to do that? If she doesn't believe in gay marriage, fine, her problem. But what right has she got to stop any other country from allowing their citizens to do it, or allowing any citizens to do it? You know, it doesn't matter if you're Northern Irish and you go to Scotland, you're still a citizen of the UK, you know? And she just doesn't have the right. It's so messed up. It's so frustrating. You know, I just don't understand why the DUP can't just allow people to live their own lives, do their own thing, and if I get punished eternally and tormented in hell, I know, come on, if I get punished in hell for the rest of my life just because I am the way that I am, the way that I was born, it's not like it was even a choice, you know, that's my fucking problem. Keep your nose out of it, Arlene.